Hey guys, what's up? Swalik here. So we're gonna get a new patch tomorrow, which is actually later today in my time. However, since I'm late on these patch notes, I'm pretty sure everyone has read everything already. But I want to go over the monsters that we can expect to see in the upcoming patch. And then I want to comment on their abilities and how I can see them being useful in what cases or what areas and whatnot, and stuff that I might be looking forward to raising and experimenting with, and maybe some stuff that you guys should be looking forward to as well. So we'll start with like these elemental yetis. We'll start with the fire one. It has a hunter and a blind. Death blows critical hit damage by 40% in dungeons only. She's an attacker. I think that the setup is pretty decent, pretty good for Titans. But yeah, that's all I can say about that. She's 3-star. Yeah, really useful actually. It's a 60% chance to blind, a 40% hunter. I think it's a good filler monster for Titans. Like, let's say you didn't get like the light, what was it, the light or the fire, man, what was her, the one before Spark It, I already forgot. The Druidess, there you go. I'm so sorry. So if you didn't get the fire Druidess, I guess this is a good filler monster that you could raise for that. Now the Yeti, she's a tank. She does taunt and sap. I think that this monster is good for Colossus, like a good filler monster to raise for Colossus, like if you're free to play. And the sap is 60%, taunt is 80%. Yes, so that combination actually screams Colossus to me. Looking at the light Yeti, she has morale boost and shock. The shock is at 70%, and then grants 100% chance to reduce or to restore 30% of own SP when attacking. Morale boosters are really nice, and with the recovery on her blue bar, she's gonna always be shocking. The shock is actually pretty high, and I think that's for one turn, so that's pretty godly for like PvP. And then the morale boost is like good anywhere. You know what I'm talking about? I think her 5-star is AoE too, right? So that actually has good synergy with like dungeons and then farming and stuff like that, especially because she's a morale boost. Morale booster mons are just really good investing into, especially when you're like towards late game and you're trying to crunch time. The Yeti is a stun and seal. Right off the bat, this feels like a PvP monster, but out of all the Yetis, I would look forward maybe to the fire one. Like if you have no Titan monsters, she could help you there. And then the light Yeti. So I would focus that. But then of course, whatever your flavor is, I won't mess with it, but that would be totally up to you. Yeah, so that's the Dark Yeti. I didn't know if it was on screen or not, so I'm sorry. But that's basically what I read. Yeah. So going over to the Wendigo, they're 3-star monsters. Now I'm not sure how they're going to like formulate the inputting of these monsters in the new patch. I don't know where they're going to pop up. Excuse me. However, if she is a rare, super rare, or something like that, the Fire Wendigo is an attacker and has a Predator of 30% and then Adrenaline. So of own HP when attack. It's self-sustaining nuker basically. That's what the Fire Wendigo is. And then the Water Wendigo is Adrenaline, 100% reserve own HP when attacking, taunt. Okay, so like a good Titan monster right here. That's what I would think. And then Predators, like, to store 20% of own HP. Like maybe like PvP or like, I don't even know. I don't really use like self-sustaining attackers, that's why. Predator is nice, I guess. Really want to see how their evolution forms look like. Looks like a polar bear, to be honest. But yeah, this monster, the water Wendigo, is a defender. Looks like a Titan type monster because he can regain health. Actually, now that I look at all the Wendigos, they look like Colossus monsters. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. They look like Colossus monsters. Like these two right here. They look like Colossus monsters. Because this is a taunt with adrenaline and then damage with adrenaline, self-sustaining damage, and then debuffing, how would you say? Debuffing, disrupting, self-sustainer. There, that's how I would say it. Moving on, the Wood Wendigo. Balanced is a morale booster. 20% of its own SP is what it will recover every turn, and has a stun. Now, I'm not too sure if it is a like AoE stun, but that's actually like it's like a My House stun, right? The Wood My House stun. But the morale boost is what gives it a little bit more value, because then like he'll be stunning a little bit more often, faster or more quicker. So maybe like a PvP, PvE clearing type monster, yeah. Moving on to the Light Wendigo is Courageous Strike and Attack Down. Now we've seen these combinations on like a variety of other monsters, and we can rule out that they're pretty good. Also, taking note that this is a natural 4-star and is light type, so I would say like Titan monster definitely, and maybe Colossus in some cases, definitely Colossus. Okay, we're gonna move on to the Dark Wendigo. So the Dark Wendigo is a tank and has Vengeance, and I think that is a new skill, right? So let me read that real quick. Increases attack in proportion to the amount of health lost. So it's like, I guess the more damage, or like the more health that he doesn't have, the more damage he's gonna do. And then his 5-star is grants a 100% chance to restore 25% of own HP when attacking. So I don't know how good this first skill is actually going to be, since most of the time we're topping off our mons, right? However, for like late game content like Colossus and Titan, that might actually be very good, because the Titan and the Colossus will be hitting so hard that you're always going to be like at like lower than a 50% health bar, right? So he should be able to do consistent damage, but then he's restores his own HP, right? So like you have to get like a good blend of sort of not dying, but then like regaining enough health but not enough health to like do enough damage to be relevant, you know, to do relevant damage. And he's a tank, so it reminds me of like, how would you say, like self-healing bruisers in like League of Legends or something like that, like Olaf. That's basically what comes to my mind. Who else does it? This is all I can think of right now. Or like a Warwick. So moving on, we have the Rise. The Rise is a let's just resize this. Okay, so the Rise is this Fire Rise is an attacker. He has morale boost and Predator. Wow, all these morale boosters. Predator is at 30%. Now I don't know how good these monsters are actually going to be, but considering that they're Nat 3 stars, they're going to be more or less budget material monsters until Asian Elite like plays around with them. Morale boost is nice. Predator's nice. Titan monster, right? Alright. Where else is this good at? Could actually be good in the B9 Golem dungeon, right? Yeah. Okay, so the 3-star Radis is a double attack down type monster. So definitely screams out Titan monster. The only thing is on the first skill it's like 30%, so it's super lackluster. But then on the second skill it's like 70%. So like if you slap like a siphon set on him, it has to be like triple attack siphon though, because he's a defender type. Yeah. Anyway, a Titan filler monster basically. So let me make sure I get this monster on screen. So this Radis is a tank. He has 40% chance to stun and 80% chance to stun on his 5-star. And I think that this right here is going to be AoE definitely. And this is single target. Now if this is like single target, then PvP. But more or less this stun here is PvP material. Okay, so moving on to the light one, which is the light and darks, are probably what we are going to want to judge a little bit harder, because they're not going to be easy to obtain, of course, like all light dark monsters. So this light Radis is an attacker. He has sap on both skills, and this is a 70% chance to inflict the enemy with sap damage for 2 turns. So this one-time sap, and then the second skill is a 2-turn sap, and that's probably why they decrease it by 10%. So this is more or less going to be single target, and this is going to be a AoE target. Yeah, so you can actually use this monster for golem speed 10. But yeah, actually, yeah, this monster should be good in golem speed 10 to help you like spread out the damage if you're running like a light team. Like popular teams are like light Nike, light Snowy, and then they usually have like a Maiho or a Yuki or a Shiva or a Purse or something like that. Any kind of filler there. But if you put this monster in, then you can like spread out the damage more, making it more consistent, and then you could just gem him like triple attack or something, and then run your like Fire Purse or Maiho, Wet Maiho or Wet Yuki or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm pretty sure someone's gonna try and do this once they get their hands on it. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that monster. And then actually maybe this monster could be used in what is it? What's the word? Colossus. I'm sorry, I just like lose my tongue about that dungeon because I haven't been doing it. I don't think you guys have been doing it that much either. Okay, so here's the Radis. He's a defender. I see the 70% stun, and then the aggression. This monster kind of gives a taste in my mouth like the light Mona. Like it looks nice to have, but then when you have her, you don't really use her. Aggression defense with a stun. I think it could be good in PvP. We all know that defense aggressors thrive in PvP defense, using them in PvP offense, and then the stun is pretty okay. However, we all know that defense down and shock are better to use in PvP offense, right? Then whereas you put them on on your defense, which would be a little bit better than to use them for offense. That's just my opinion. So looking at the Nifas, okay, these are the ones I'm interested in too, because there's only like dark versions of them. I don't know how we're gonna obtain them, but I hope they are obtainable because they look like little Digimon, and I think it's pretty cool. Like they're so kawaii. Like I gotta have even the dark one like in my inventory, even though the dark Nifa is a tank and has attack down and adrenaline. I think he's a good Titan monster to put on my team. especially since that I hit the light titan super hard, because majority of my monsters are dark monsters and majority of my gems are ruin set gems, and I have pretty good ruin gems or decent ruin gems, with the exception of my dragon gems, which are actually outstanding in my personal opinion. But you guys have seen my dragon videos. But yeah, I wouldn't mind putting this guy in my Titans team to further up that damage and help out Nvidia. So Nifa has Hunter on both skills. So this is like the Dark Moonflower's counterpart, with the exception that this Nifa doesn't get the 100% crit damage, which sucks. But what I would use her is more or less the Golem's B10 to see how good she could be. So I would do something like Light Nike lead with Light Snowy on Siphon, and then I would put a triple attack on this Radis, right, with her triple attack, or maybe crit rate double attack, and then maybe him, like, I would do triple attack, and if it's not consistent, then maybe HP double attack, but it should be consistent with yeah, with that. And yeah, this is something I'd like to try, since I do not have like a light Indra or anything like that, even though the skills are more or less different, but you know what I'm trying to say. Now we went over the Dark Nifa. I went over him very fast, and that's all I really have to say about him. He's a tank. Adrenaline on second skill. I mean, you could even put him in your defense team, but then again, with that, there are more options out there that you could use. So going on to the Mamont, these are 4-star monsters. Like I said, I have no idea how they're going to implement these monsters in the game. Maybe they're the upcoming capture event, who knows. I don't for sure. However, the Fire Mammoth is a tank, has taunt at 80% chance for 2 turns. Adrenaline restores allies HP in an amount equal to 10% of own max HP. Is this a new Surging Vitality? Increases allies record. Ooh. So I don't know about the leader skill, but taunt and adrenaline screams Colossus or PvP. Yeah. So moving on to the attacker, which is the Water Mammoth. He has Hunter on both skills. So the only difference here is that he's not a light or dark, of course. And then I'm not sure if I can really tell the difference between him and the Light Nifa, because they're both 4-star monsters. They're both an attack. They look like they have about the same 59. They look like they have about the same attack damage, but one might skull harder at Evo 3 6 stars, you know. But it looks like they only have like 20 20 points damage in between them. However, the Light Nifa is neutral and only weak against like dark, so there's that. So moving on to the Wood Mammoth, is adrenaline, restores 10% of allies HP when attacking. He's a defender, mark that down, and defense down for 60%. I think it could be useful, but I don't think I would invest in it. I would go for something like this one. And since I'm not like involved in Colossus, I would just like eliminate that and then just go for the one that actually does damage and put him in a Fire Titan team, to be honest. Or yeah. This is actually a good Titan monster too because he has the adrenaline skill, which will help keep you alive, and then also has defense down. So that combo is actually good for sustaining against Titans. Now going on to the last two monsters, which are the Light and the Dark Mammoth. Now the Light one is a balance type monster, and he has attack down at an 80% chance for 2 turns, and blind. So yeah, we all know that this is Titans right here. There's Titans and Colossus. And the Dark Mammoth. So the Dark Mammoth has the adrenaline, restore 20% of own HP when attacking. So he's self-sustaining, and then he has that vengeance on his 5-star. So I really don't know how this is gonna play out. Especially because he's an attacker, so I guess, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how that mechanic works in the game. But yeah, we're getting this vengeance skill, so it's pretty interesting. Increases attack in proportion to the amount of health loss. I wonder how much the damage is actually going to be. It's gonna blow my mind if it's a lot, you know, like especially because he's a dark type monster and you can build like, it's like extra damage basically, because you start off with this set amount of damage, like the crit attack, right? And he's an attacker, right? And then when you start to like pummel his ass, he just out of nowhere like starts hitting like a truck. I think he's good for PvP too. I think there's like so much mind games you could play with him in PvP, because you could like put him out there as like a straight up nuker, you know, or you could put him like out there as like a tank or something like that, like crit rate defense with like 100% 100% crit rate, right? And so he's not hitting hard, right? But people are gonna hit him anyway just to get him out of the equation. But then they're like, oh, he's not dying, and then they hit something else, and then they just try and burst him down, but they can't, because he's surrounded by like other healers, like that are like healers but attackers, you know what I mean? So like this monster right here, and then like this monster right here, even though he's a tank, but like he taunts, right? So he'll be getting your attention while you're trying to hit him, and then like, yeah, I don't know, I think it's stupid. There's like stupid mechanics you could play with that, and then like you put in like a hunter, and then you just, I don't know, or like you hide a hunter, right? Like you had this bitch, and then once they like kill one, then like he comes out. I don't know, it's crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm actually really excited. I'm just trying to keep my voice down just a little bit because it's, you know, nighttime where I'm at. So yeah guys, I know if you guys expected me to go over the whole patch, I wasn't going to do that. I just wanted to go over the monsters because I wanted to get straight into some stuff that you guys wanted to see, and since the patch is almost here, I felt like it's a waste of time because you guys have already read the patch. But anyway, thanks for joining me with this joining me today for this video and going over these new units. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It'll help me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.